Hello and welcome back to Football Manager. Uh, some good news. We have got 3 wins on the trot now after beating Newcastle 2-1. Bad news, we had a small knock in the international period for a couple of our players, namely Jovanovski. He's no longer in here, but he has recently recovered from his injury. He is technically capable of playing in today's game, and admittedly I'd rather him over Ianis Hadji, but I'm not too sure, so I haven't actually picked the team yet. I've left it from what we had against Newcastle, which is this team. And given that the team against Newcastle won 2-1, barely, I might add, barely, I might make a few changes. Ben Thompson has had an offer come through from QPR for £750,000, which is half of what we actually wanted for him, £1.5 million, but unfortunately it's the best we probably get. I am going to probably think about it and put Jovanovski into the side in place of Hadji, but I'm going to have Hadji on the bench in place of, where is he? Erdogan, because we've got Eduardo on the bench who can come in for Kelvan and then swap with Yulla, who is available to play on the right, so that is fine. And left back Vasejevic, that's all fine, doesn't really matter. And Hadji on the bench. Rafa, despite the fact that he is a very good player, he's not going to be on the bench because we've got Ildrim, who is better. We've got Nestorov, who is going to improve vastly. I think it's probably better to leave them on the field and on the bench. Louis Barry is going to stay in his position up front because he has got 3 goals to his name, including, I believe, 1 or possibly 2 of them came in the Newcastle game. Oh no, it's just the 1. And then there was a goal against Everton as well, and a goal against Chelsea. So, not bad. Obviously, the game against Newcastle, I said, if it wasn't for that own goal, we probably would not have won the game, because they were given a very dubious penalty, which got Kelvin a yellow card, which, in my opinion, wasn't a penalty, but I'm not going to bore you with that. News on possible sales of the club. Rumoured that a business tycoon is looking to invest in the club. Now that would be perfect for me because, as you can see, budget's not looking great. Financially, perfect. £37 million. Slight loss in the last month, but that's because we haven't had any much TV revenue or gate receipts yet. That will be fixed in the game against Real Madrid, so that's all fine. That's nothing to worry about. We're a stable club in terms of finances. But if we can get a tycoon to come in and purchase the club, that'll wipe any possible debt we could have in the next 15 years probably. So I think this is probably the best team to go with. Plazzari in goal, Kelvan in right back, Tuanzebe and Yulla in centre back, Mario Augusto back into the team in left back, Doyle and Nato in central midfield, with Jovanovski, Lopez, Yuri Nestorov in attacking midfield with Barry up front. Turgeman has unfortunately fallen out of favour somewhat. He is definitely preferred, at least by the fans, but Plazzari is preferred by me personally, because Plazzari has actually still got a chance to improve. Oh, well, he did. Never mind. But Turgeman is not going to get much better than what he already is. He could be at best the same as Plazzari, and it's 3 years he's younger, so he's going to have a longer career regardless. But I think, given the circumstances, as well as the fact that Turgeman wants to move, I think it's probably better that he actually does look to move on. I think, probably given the circumstances, so we might have him sold in the next transfer window. I'm not sure. But as I mentioned, this is the team we're playing against Real Madrid with, so we're going to go into this game attacking, as we do every game, because last time we played a Spanish side and attacking, we only lost by a goal, and that was against Barcelona. So there's no guarantee of us being defeated by Real Madrid, especially if we are in good form, good morale, and good condition. I think we have a good chance of at least holding our own somewhat. Valdo just a quick note on him. He is a 26-year-old Brazilian who decided at 26 to finally represent Italy. And I called him up to the Italian squad because we were missing a player after an injury. He didn't play. All that work to get him agreed to be Italian. He didn't even play. Also got Paulo Dybala, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a striker. Yeah, he's a striker, and they're playing him in central midfield, which leads me to believe that they are lacking a few players in this field, in this team, which could give us an opportunity to actually, win, surprisingly. Especially if they've got Dybala in the midfield and this guy, Odriozola, at right back, because he's normally a centre back. Same as Euler is normally a centre back but can play at right back. So, arguably, this is a team that we could beat on our own, on a good day. We're going to ask for some creativity because I believe Real Madrid are about to go and score a goal. Pogba plays the ball over the top, but Kelvan picks it up and plays it to Tuanzebe. Plays it in the middle to Doyle. Doyle now back to Kelvan. Kelvan runs it forward, back in the middle to Doyle. Doyle looking up, finds Jovanovski. Jovanovski runs it into the middle, back to Doyle though, finding out wide Kelvan, who gets to the edge of the box, crosses it, and it's a goal from Yuri Nestorov. His first ever goal for Millwall, as well as his first ever Champions League goal for Millwall. And our first ever Champions League goal as Millwall. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I did a bit of research on this before the microphone debacle, or I didn't actually have a microphone. I believe Millwall have never actually competed in the Champions League. So this is definitely an improvement on real life situations. But unfortunately it looks like Dilrosun is actually going to get a ball into our box and a possible goal for Real Madrid in return. And actually no, it was saved by Plizzari. Another reason why he's first choice goalkeeper now for me is he hasn't actually conceded a penalty, apart from the Newcastle one, that actually mattered. The only penalties conceded are Newcastle and in a friendly, where we managed to beat them 7-1, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But Real Madrid now with the ball again, picked up by Valdo now on the right wing. Plays it back to Courtois, now to Ferro. Ferro holding the ball and runs it forward, finding Dilrosun again. Dilrosun runs it past Doyle. That's poor from Doyle, he should have got a tackle in there. But he does well to catch back up. But Valdo does score the goal that I was expecting to come, to be honest with you, and makes it 1-1 at the Den. We still haven't yet got a finalised number for the expansion for the stadium, but given that a tycoon is possibly purchasing the club, we might scrap the expansion and go straight to a new stadium, because the Den, I believe, is 25 or so years old in real life, meaning that we have about another 6 years on top of that, so about 30-odd-year-old stadium. It wouldn't be out of the question to build a new one. Jovanovski now with the ball on the right wing of the Real Madrid box, holds the ball up and crosses it for Nestorov, but he can't get his second of the game, heading just over the bar. And we are definitely holding our own against this Spanish side, and given the state that Lazio are currently facing, the fact that they are losing to Feyenoord gives us a bit of a positive look on this group. Unfortunately, Eder Militao had just made it 2-1 to Real Madrid, so I am being made to eat my words yet again. Doesn't this series love to make me do that? I will demand more of the team because I think we have shown that we are better than this. We have shown in this game that we are better than a 2-1 defeat, and if anything we could probably draw this game, especially seeing as we are at home. There is a possibility we can draw this fixture. Unfortunately, Nestorov, as you can see there, has picked up a knock, meaning he is very likely to be needing to come off at some point. But I'll probably give him until at least the 70th minute to see if he can score again, see if he can get an assist or what have you, and then go from there. I'm going to actually say to show me something else in the second half. And before I do it, hand over to the assistant, I'll make 2 changes. 1, Iban Nato coming off for Tishuan Thomas, and 2 is Jovanovski coming off for Ianis Hadji. And then we're going to hand over to the assistant now. And I'm going to hopefully look to get an early goal for Millwall in this half, but as you can see, it'll actually most likely be an early goal for Real Madrid, if anything. Now Dilrosun gets the ball forward but shoots wide of the post, thankfully, giving us a goal kick early in the second half. Dilrosun with a free kick into Fabio Silva, whose header does go wide of the post. And worryingly, Real Madrid appear to have stepped up a gear in this half and appear to be playing a bit better than they had been in the first. Tishwan Thomas now with the ball, runs it into the middle, finding Hadji on the far side, but Hadji's shot is saved and a corner kick is given to Millwall. Roberto Lopez with the ball, swings it into the near post. Hadji's header is caught by the Belgian number 1, Thibaut Courtois. And I think, given that Nestorov probably isn't going to go below 60%, I think Barry is the next option to come off at the 60th minute. Never mind, we're going to bring off Kelvan, because he has just picked up an injury that is in no way safe to keep him on. So Yulla is going to go out to the far right wing, for right back, as a fullback to hopefully hold the fort at least, and just hope that we can hold this position and possibly get an equaliser. But if we do, I wouldn't expect to keep it as an equal result. Plazari now the ball out to the right wing, finding Hadji with a very well placed kick, and forward to Barry, who shoots. Oh, that looked like it had crossed the line. Oh, that's mean. I genuinely thought Louis Barry had scored his goal there and had managed to pick himself up from the 6.4, but he hadn't. Now Nestorov attacking Valdo with a yellow card, surprisingly. I believe that was Buendia. I believe he's made the move from Norwich to Real Madrid. It's a good move from him, seeing as he's come from such a poor side. To go straight to Real Madrid is very impressive. But Dilrosun with the ball wide of the post. Just so you're all aware, anyone who hasn't watched anything of this series before will know that I'm not a fan of Norwich City, and I don't think at any point in this series will I stop making fun of them. So, apologies in advance. But as you can see, Real Madrid still leading 2-1, but we are now pulling ahead in terms of shots. We are clearly getting ahead more, getting forward more, I should say. And I think despite the 2-1 defeat, we have shown that we are maybe not better, but definitely Real Madrid's equal in this match. Dilrosun with a free kick though, gets the ball out to Pogba, who shoots and scores, making it 3-1 to Real Madrid, and again making me eat my words. Perhaps I shouldn't commentate in these fixtures. Maybe that would mean we'd win a few more games because I wouldn't be jinxing it, as everyone knows that when you talk during a game such as FIFA or Football Manager, the game hears you and then makes you lose. That's what happens really, isn't it? Performance disappointing, I agree with that statement, and I am far from pleased from what I saw. We should not be losing 3-1 to Real Madrid, given that we showed we are very much an equal team to them. But as you can see, youth no experience. Youth no match for experience. Unfortunately, Kelvin has picked up a not long-term injury, but definitely an important injury, given that we've got 3 games in the space of 2 weeks. So he'll be coming out for Erdogan for the next few fixtures. And obviously, as I mentioned, the next fixture is Liverpool, who will be playing tomorrow. And then, as you can see, we've got Watford on the 22nd, and then Sheffield United on the 25th. So that's 9 days between Real Madrid and Sheffield United. And then it's 13 days between Real Madrid and Lazio. So that's 4 fixtures in the space of 10 days. That is not good for a team that's probably not that big compared to others. But yes, we'll see you tomorrow for the Liverpool game. Hopefully we'll do better. But it is Liverpool, the team currently sat in second place, and apparently we beat them in our last match against them. I don't remember doing that. I remember losing the last match against them. Oh no, we did manage to beat them 1-0 at home, thanks to Jovanovski's 21st minute goal. Okay then. Glazen, unfortunately, as I mentioned in the last video, well, actually it might have been the last video, I'm not too sure, but he was sold for £30 million to Aston Villa. A very good deal, mind you. £30 million deals, for £30 million signing, getting triple almost that value is very good in my opinion. And yes, 96 appearances, 19 goals. He was great for us. I can't deny that fact. But I think he's probably going to be better at Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa, whilst they're not great in the Premier League, they are definitely a mid-table Premier League side, which is what Glazen will probably excel with. And given that he left, that gives a position for Nestorov, the young Ukrainian player with 5-star potential, and Yildirim, the young Turkish player with 5-star potential. So we've got some good players coming through. And hopefully Nestorov and Yildirim will get homegrown status quick enough we could actually use them as English players. Well, not English players, but I mean homegrown players. We could use them in the actual thing more effectively. But until next video, as I say every episode, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.